Across modern medicine, one of the least understood frontiers of human biology is female aging. Although women make up half the population, the data guiding their midlife health remains limited. Dr. Jennifer Garrison is changing that.
When I walk into a doctor's office right now, it's like Russian roulette. Even the most informed and best trained doctors don't have the knowledge to treat me, to tell me what to do as I'm approaching midlife. They don't have the knowledge. It's not that they don't want to help me, it's that there's literally no data. And so there's no guidelines or recommendations for what I should be doing. They don't have the ability to monitor what's happening in my body. The tools we use now are rudimentary. We take temperature, we measure a couple of hormones at one place in the cycle, and that's taking a static snapshot of something that is such a dynamic process that it doesn't really mean anything. What we've done for the last century is allowed everyone to sort of think about women's health as this tiny little niche subcategory of medicine when we're talking about half the population.
Dr. Garrison's team studies the chemical and neural pathways that regulate ovarian function, seeking to map the molecular clocks that determine when and why reproductive systems begin to fail. The ovaries produce a cocktail of chemicals that help promote health throughout a woman's body. When they stop functioning in midlife and those hormones disappear, a woman's risk for a wide range of health problems increases, almost overnight.
So it's not a gradual change, it's a huge change. So a woman's risk of cardiovascular disease goes up fourfold at menopause. Cognitive decline, osteoporosis, autoimmune diseases. If we care about promoting healthy aging in females, we really need to think about reframing it through this lens of ovarian function. Ovaries are aging at about 2.5 times the rate of the rest of the tissue in a woman's body. Most people are familiar with what they're doing with respect to fertility and baby making, and that's so important. And when ovaries age, that can lead to things like infertility, birth defects, miscarriages. But ovaries are also endocrine organs, so you can think about them like the architects of health in female bodies. And when they stop working in the middle of a woman's life, that has profound consequences for her health, separate from fertility and reproduction. There's very few species in the animal kingdom that go through menopause. It's us, a few species of whale, possibly some non-human primates, maybe giraffes, but whether it's 5 species or 8 or 9 that go through a true menopause, that's still just almost nothing with respect to all of the animals on the planet. And so what that tells me as a scientist is that menopause is not a biological imperative, and so we should be able to understand what's leading to it so that we can potentially intervene. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about enabling women to have babies when they're 70, although honestly, that's none of my business, and if you want to have a baby when you're 70, that's up to you. But it takes a lot more than functioning ovaries to sustain a successful pregnancy, and so what we're really talking about here is preserving ovarian function for health. We are literally talking about understanding how female bodies work. We don't know how female bodies work. And we can know how female bodies work, and that knowledge would essentially revolutionize the world.
Over 1 billion women are living beyond menopause, the largest generation in human history. And that figure is projected to rise dramatically in the coming decades. The science being advanced by Dr. Garrison and her colleagues could fundamentally reshape how we understand the human body, not just in women but in every human being, and, in the process, usher in a new age of humanity.